And we are back at it again, leather and lumber. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Are you ready for it?
Whoop, whoop. Here I come.
Oh,
Here I come.
oh. Big National. What's going on, baby?
Guess who's back, motherfuckers? Back in the house.
Here we go. All right, everyone. This podcast probably going to be a little rated R today. Strong adult language, maybe some adult content too. Hope everyone checks their feelings at the door for this one because our guy Big National, he's going to go in on some people. Gary, the stage is yours, man. What do you got?
Let's just talk high school baseball, getting started here in SoCal, across the nation. Just talk some of the crazy things I've seen so far. Just crazy, right? Like playing Catholic schools and they post on their Instagram, we pray together, we stay together, one team under God. And then you go and play them and they're cussing at the umpire, the coach is crying every other call. It's like, wait, are we playing for God or are we praying for forgiveness after we act like idiots? It's just crazy, bro. The hypocrisy of everything. Not that we shouldn't be playing for God and not that I'm talking about praying, right? I'm saying is we can't put on this public persona that we're all about the high almighty and then come out and just our kids are not, you know, portraying what we're acting because they're following what the coach is doing,
That's right. That's right. Not
right?
conducting ourselves in the right way.
Right. It's just crazy, bro. The scenery of high school baseball, how, you know, all these guys are just promoting all this stuff and then, they're just not doing what they act like they're doing.
Yeah.
It's number one. We're getting underway here at SoCal. We actually had like a storm of the century, so we had to miss 2 games. Storm of the century. It rained for like a day and a half.
Yeah.
Now it's 80 degrees.
Of course it is.
We just, it's been a minute since I've been on here. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Been a minute. A lot has changed. A lot has stayed the same. A lot of good things going down.
Dude, we haven't recorded a podcast in like 4.5 months, and I feel like, you know, life has just gotten in the way in a huge like in a big way, something that I can't even describe, at least for me. I know Manny can probably speak to it as well. He's got, 3 kids under the age of 5 running around the house. But, for us and me personally as an organization, like trying to rebuild, right? Trying to rebuild, right? We had, I'm not going to call anybody out, but we had a couple people that decided to leave the organization. They were like, "Oh, thank you for everything you've done for our kids. Like you did this, you did that." And basically, I mean, let's be honest, at the end of the day, like I discovered these 2 kids. Like they were playing for a fucking no-name organization and locally and this, that, and the other. And now all of a sudden they're on the national stage and they decide to leave, which is fine. Like that's their right. The reason why they decided to leave was kind of bullshit, but I'll leave that, to something else. But, you know, yeah, thank you for everything you did. And then they went and took the whole team with them, 2 of them, a group of 28s and 29s. And, we've been trying to rebuild and it's slower now than it used to be for reasons unforeseen, to us at least. Um, and we haven't had time to do this. And, I'm an avid podcast listener. Like I listen to some podcasts on the regular and, you know, these are national podcasts too. Like these guys do it, once a week, sometimes twice a week. And I listen to
For a
these guys.
living, though.
What's that?
They do it for a living, too.
They
So
do.
it's a little
They do.
different.
They get paid to do it for sure. They do it for a living, but like hats off to those cats, man. Like putting on 2 podcasts a week, like hour plus each time, like good for them. Like I'm trying to put one out a week and record, once a week, and damn, it's fucking hard, man.
Bro, I can't even answer phone calls every day. Life
Yeah,
is
you got
crazy
that.
right now. Life is crazy busy. I'm on a big job. I got a couple jobs going, you know, and I got Maverick the Missile. That dude's, let me tell you, let's just take a left turn on a tangent. The future is bright for Maverick the Missile.
Yeah.
Okay, that kid is. Well, I found out yesterday he inherited the Mexican trait. He can climb fences. Okay, okay. I,
This is
I'm
great fucking
trying.
right now.
I'm I'm trying to block him with my feet because I'm trying to watch Meat play baseball. And he figured out if he puts his hand on the fence and starts going up, he can get over me.
He's done
Let's just
outsmarted.
say, well, he ate it, and I grab him by the diaper right before he falls down, and I pick him up, and I'm like, nobody filmed that. He has no fear. He is, you know, he is crazy. We're gonna put him at shortstop at 3, and he's just gonna be a shortstop, and then we'll transition him to catcher as he grows into his dad body. Dude is in the 98th percentile in height.
He's a big boy.
Dude is an animal.
He's a
Yeah.
big
So we're jumping on the 20. I think it's like 2042 or something like that.
2042 or 2047.
47 something. I don't
Whatever.
know, but we're building a 2047, 2048 national team.
Yeah.
Okay, we're building it now. Tryouts next week.
What's that? What are they? 18 months now? Is that how old he is?
Dude, I don't know where we at.
This is March 1st, basically.
He's no, dude. He's like that's what 7 months away. So he's only 15 months, dude.
15 months. God damn.
16, something like that. I don't know, bro. I'm a guy. He's a year old.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right.
Yeah, man. But back on the baseball kick, dude. I mean, you know what? I learned this a long time ago. I stay loyal and I try to stay steadfast on the beat and trust every process. And it's not all perfect. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. But when you continue to do people dirty and use people for your personal gain and financial gain, it always ends up biting you at the long run.
Yeah.
You know, I've been a part of 3 organizations now in 18 years, basically, or since me's been older. And it's like every time I left, it was, the one time I left was ZT, and that was I basically retired to focus on my son. So I got a lot of love for ZT and Gomez out there and all the ZT crew. They allowed me to do what I needed to do, and there's no drama. But when I left, I didn't take anybody with me.
Yeah.
Did I lose you, Papa? No, I didn't. There you go.
No,
I
your
didn't take
internet's
anybody with me. Yeah, I'm in a bad area. I did it. I always am, bro. I'm on that Mexican Wi-Fi. Boost Mobile, baby. Um, when I left, I didn't take anybody with me. I left all my players with the coaches. Because I had no reason to try to burn anybody. And by doing that, ZT still provided a place for me to train locally. We were able to use some of their older players and build professional and personal relationships. And that's what it should be about. These guys that are just continuing to do shady stuff to build their kids' resumes, not really helping as much as they think.
Yeah.
Everybody talks. And it may not directly affect that person's kid, but the people that follow them and that aren't the top level, they're going to find out real soon that person, if he did it to you, if he did it to somebody else, he's going to do it to them as soon as they don't fit his agenda.
Bro, wait till these college coaches find
And
out. Wait till these college coaches find out. Because I hate
yeah,
to break they
and
are going to call. They are going to call because they are going to do their due diligence and get the background. And wait till you find out that, the kid's a good kid, but the fucking dad is a nightmare. Right? You know all about that, don't you?
yeah, it's just crazy. Oh, I know.
I know.
I'm
I
fully
know.
aware.
I know.
I'm-
Except the thing is you're not a nightmare. The other one is. In case
yeah,
everybody doesn't know,
I try to do right by everybody.
there's a former coach of Gary's son that on a recruiting platform wrote out, the kid is a good player, the dad is a handful. Like,
and
I
I'm
don't
only
know.
I'm only a handful because
Yeah,
I
because
was only a
what?
handful because the upper echelon of that program wanted my son to play for them, which was supposed to be the whole goal the whole time.
Yeah,
And my son was having surgery. We didn't know when it was going to be, so I didn't commit to any fall events because I told him we didn't know if he was going to be healthy. So I became a handful
yeah,
because I didn't want to pay for 6 months of events if my son was going to be on the injured reserve list for 3,
yeah. Oh
because
yeah,
there's no refunds, just you get a credit back.
yeah. I get it.
Instead, he offered me to buy insurance. He wanted me to buy insurance to cover his tournament dues. That's what
Yeah,
we're doing now.
yeah, yeah. Well,
You
my
know,
thing
never
is like,
mind the fact that I've been a part of that program. Hold on, I'm going outside so I get better service.
no, you good.
Never mind the fact that I've been part of that program for 4 years. My son went to his school. My son kind of brought people to that school. I was a handful because, hey, coach, my son's going to have a surgery. I don't know what's going to be the deal. Let's work together. But it's okay because guess what? Both of his quote unquote right hand men left. They took all his players. Um, one of the coaches who openly critiqued me for joining the Lynx program or the Dodger Scout team just left his program. Oh yeah, and the guy that talked about loyalty also left his wife for a younger girl that of a kitty coaches. So let's just talk about the moral compass.
Ay, ay,
I mean, do
ay.
we really? I mean, so am I a handful or do I just sift through the bullshit and abandon ship? Right?
Just jump ship when it's time.
And there's plenty of rumors. There's plenty of rumors going around on the said guy that is also putting his hands where they don't belong on players' moms. I mean, do
Yo,
we really want to talk about this?
yikes.
Do we really? I really don't. So I'm gonna wait until about a year or two.
Yeah, give it a few,
Yeah,
maybe 3.
but let's just say, Link,
Get them out of school.
I have receipts.
Ooh, we keep those.
Oh,
We keep those.
I emailed them to myself, so I always have them.
That's right. That's right.
But
I got mine on screenshot. I got
but you
mine on.
know, the thing is I'm okay with being a handful. That's fine. But what they also forget to say is I was the most loyal dude to them, and I did the most help for them. Didn't charge them to do electrical work. Didn't charge them to do anything. But because I didn't want to pay $3,000 worth of tournament events while my son's surgery date was unknown, yeah, I guess I am a handful.
Dude, I got screenshots of all this bullshit. Like, I got it. And the thing is one of the things that I heard and I really like is like, you know, never ever forget the disrespect. And the disrespect is real. So for me, I just I remember. And when you need me for something, and you will, you can go fuck yourself.
Do you remember the Titans?
Oh, I do.
I do too. That was a good movie.
I
Yeah,
do.
no, dude, it's crazy, bro. Like it's crazy because I could like say shit now because Meats created his own path and Meats created his own identity
Yeah.
and you know I will say this full disclaimer: the coach we're talking about, I personally think is one of the best coaches between the lines that Michael's ever played for,
Okay.
baseball wise. So I'm not just a hater. I'm not bitter. I actually said nothing bad about this guy until he went on that platform and said I was a handful.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, why out of nowhere?
Like, here's the thing. If he's gonna say stuff like that, whatever, that's his prerogative. But like, you better be able to back it up. Right.
Yeah,
And then at the same time, I don't know that I'd put it out there in public. Like, if a coach called me and asked me about one of these guys, yeah, I'd tell him. But I got to be honest, because if I'm not, like, I lose my credibility. But I'm not sure I'd put it out there for the world to see. Right? One-on-one conversation's a little different, right? Because you got to be honest. That's your credibility. right? I have more on the line than just the organization,
Yep.
right? So, it's one of those things so that where I'm sorry if I tell the truth about you or your son or whoever, that's the truth. I'm not sure that I
And
put it out there,
let's
but
be truly honest. If okay, I had a disgruntled parent, or I had a handful of a parent, there would have been multiple private conversations between me and that said parent to
sure.
try to tone it down, to try to make it to where I could help them before I fucking told the truth to a high school or college coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Right? Like, hey, I need you to tone it down a little bit. This is not looking good for recruiting. I can't help you, right? Multiple conversations before I would actually be like, okay, dude, I can't help you no more.
Yeah,
I guess that's just me because I'm different,
yeah,
or I think that's how it should be.
yeah,
But we're just the baseball landscape is changing. It's crazy with the whole NIL, the whole transfer portal. I mean, we could just keep going on and on, but
yeah,
to purposely go out there and just talk shit for no reason
yeah.
because you're bitter, like that's just shows you what kind of a small human being you are.
That's right.
And like I called him out on several platforms, calling him the baseball megalomaniac, right? Because he thinks he is the end all be all.
Yeah.
And truth be told, I don't think he has any juice. I don't think he has any juice. The guys that are getting committed around him, Maverick could have got committed,
Don't need his help.
right? And the big picture of the program is helping.
Well, a funny thing is a couple of those guys that are committing around him started with us.
Oh, that too.
Two of them did.
Yep.
Two of them did. Like two of his bigger names started with us. And that's the thing. It's like everyone wants to take advantage of, I think the biggest form of flattery in what I'm seeing and what we're doing is like we discovered all of these kids, all of them. We put them on the national stage. We put them in the big tournaments. And then all these teams want to go, hey, look at this kid that we found. Motherfucker, you didn't find him. I found him 2-3 years before that. And now you just want to take credit. You didn't do shit.
You took the polished product.
All you did was look on the platform, see him. Oh, this is pretty good. By the way, we're going to let 3, 10, 11, 12-year-olds pay for him to play on our team because our top teams don't pay anything. So, but that's cool. We discovered this kid. You didn't do shit.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's funny because my little tree over here in SoCal is like
Yeah.
kind of growing. Kids I watch, like you said, I watch all these big programs post like our guy,
Yeah.
and then they'll text me like, oh, that's not your guy. I'm like, bro, I knew he was committing there 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. He called me before he called you.
Hey, bro, hey, bro, the dad still calls me. Hey, bro, the kid comes up to me, gives me a hug, calls me coach. Like,
Yeah.
it's I don't need the fame or notoriety, right? I just need to know that I made an impact on somebody's life.
Yeah. There you go. There
You
you
know,
go.
I have a full-time job. I'm well-paid electrician for high that do a lot of work. I work like 60, 70 hours a week. I don't need to be that guy to get another kid to come pay for me to promise them the world and not deliver.
That's right. That's right.
Just over motherfuckers, dudes. Like, it's fucking crazy to me how these dudes just think they fucking invented the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and the other thing is like, they all think, like you said, they all think they invented the game. Like, okay. First off, Gary, do you know how many big leaguers there have been ever?
I think it's like 10,000
I was a little more.
less or more
No,
than
that
that.
10,000 still alive. 10,000 number still alive.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like 23 and some change, maybe 24,000. Right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't fill the small bowl at the Staples Center or whatever it's called now. What's that arena in LA called now?
Like, I think it's a crypto key arena or some shit.
Crypto arena, right? That doesn't fill the small bowl at the bottom of the arena. 25 grand?
Yeah.
Like, and you think that you probably got cut from your high school team or maybe played a few years of college baseball, and that's cute, right? But at the same time, it's like, there are dudes walking around here that played this game. They got paid to play this game for a living. Right. And, you know, I'm fortunate enough to be one of those guys. Right. And I actually, one of my buddies who I played with in Venezuela, who I didn't know lived around here, I figured out a few weeks ago, you know, I connected with him and we were just talking about it. And like, we ran our development program the other night and we were sitting there and like, there's 10,000 big leaguers still alive. And we had 2 of them in the same spot at the same time working with a group of kids or talking to a group of kids. That just doesn't happen. And then there are these guys that are like, oh, you know, I scout baseball for a living. Like, bro, I will forget more baseball than you will ever know.
Well, you know what? There's this cute little website, John,
What's it
called
called?
Baseball Reference.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
Right. So like these old school coaches that said who they are.
Yeah.
Google didn't exist back then, motherfucker. Now you in trouble.
Yeah. That's a
Right?
fact.
Like these hitting coaches that want to talk all this shit about power numbers and all this shit, and then you Google the motherfucker, he had 1 home run in 5 years at 4 different colleges. Then you could actually Google his perfect game showcase video and it's fucking flat out embarrassing. Do you really want me to post that while you're telling me that we need you to go D1?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You know,
motherfucker.
the other thing with that, Gary, is these cats, they only post their D1 commits. These dudes you're talking about only post their Power 4 and D1 commits. They don't post their JUCO guys or their Division 3 guys. Like, why not?
Which is wild to me because JUCO now is
Bro,
the new mid-major.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And the thing is that's funny to me is, you know, like I said, bro, I could pull up YouTube videos. You couldn't do that before.
Yeah.
So you got to watch what you say. And like, it's just crazy. Like I recently discovered a hitting coach that lives in my area. His name is Brandon Williams, aka B-Dub.
Yeah.
Google him. He played at Texas Prairie View. He played in low A with the Marlins, this, that, the other. Pro teams are hitting him up to be part of their hitting coordinations in the lower minor leagues. And what I really like about him is he said we were hitting at ZT. He was there, and he goes, "Hey, do you mind if I hit with your boy for a little bit?" Fuck yeah, I don't got to throw. Perfect. Didn't charge me. He didn't tell me anything about him. He just showed me what he could do.
Yeah.
We've been hitting with them religiously now. The drills aren't like, oh, grab this, do this, because I seen it on YouTube. It's like, hey, we're gonna use the tidal tank. Do you feel how your body's doing this? You got to get that filled. That's what we got to fix. Let's get a fungal so you can feel your swing this way. Let's
Yeah.
do this because of this. This is why you're doing this. That's what a hitting lesson should be.
Yeah.
Not,
Oh, yeah.
not, hey, you want to go D1? Just shut the fuck up and listen to me. Like,
Dude,
it.
I was at the gym the other day. And by gym, I mean facility, you know, baseball facility where I work at. And I was listening to a coach and he's like, bro, like you got to stop doing this. You got to make it look this way. And I'm like, make it look. He was, and I'm just listening to him. And granted, this guy's a dad, right, who thinks he knows baseball. He's actually a middle school baseball coach that his kid plays on the team.
Shortstop 3-hitter?
That I don't know.
Yes, you
3-hitter
do.
maybe.
Yes, he is.
3-hitter
Yes,
maybe.
he is. That
I can
kid's a
find out.
shortstop and 3-hitter.
I'll find out. But and I'm listening to him and I'm like, so you don't want him to do it this way. Why don't you show him how to do it the right way? There was none of that. I mean, none.
Right.
He was just yelling and screaming, do this, do that. Well, why don't you show him how to do it right? Or is that too over your head? Because if it is, bro, take your ass on somewhere else. Coach another team. Okay. And that's what gets me is, damn. Like you're going to tell him how to do something? Show him how to do it properly. Tell him why he should do it that way. And then if you need backup for that, go pull up a video of a guy doing it that way that they can see what it's actually like to do it the proper way. Right? Not just because you said so. Right? Not just because you said so. Like you watch some of these big league coaches or some of these ex-big leaguers that do coach, and I'll shout out my guy, great hitting coach, Corey Aldridge down in Texas. You know, you watch his guys and like you watch him work and he posts little snippets and little clips, but these cats can swing. And I'll tell you right now, Corey could flat out hit. That cat hit bombs. He was a tough out. I faced him a couple times, and that cat was a tough out. But like, you watch his kids swing, and you watch some of the things he does and the truth that he speaks. I mean, my God, it's like gospel, man. Like, he really, really teaches baseball and teaches hitting, but he's credible, right? Like, he stood in a big league box against big league pitching and did it, and can relay that same information to young kids. And that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. That's the kind of shit that like makes other players better. Now, are there some good hitting coaches that never played in the big leagues? 100%, absolutely. Right? It's tough for me to watch some of these guys work with elite level players, not ever having to had played a game at the elite level. Right? Now, dude, if you're working with kids and you're helping kids and you legitimately care about these kids, go do your thing. Right? Just at a certain point, understand and realize is that, like, you know, you might be holding them back at a certain point. You need to kind of let them go and get with somebody that might have done it at a higher level that can relay that message and what it takes to do it at a higher level. Right? Very few guys hit like Aaron Judge. Very few. Matter of fact, I'd say 2 hit like Aaron Judge, but not everybody is 6'7", 250, 260. Like, he looks like LeBron James, basically.
Yeah.
So you take your call. That was your boss.
Hold on.
That's the Hefe. That's Gary's boss. That's why he goes black right now. His screen black. Right. His boss is calling him. Hope he's not in trouble because I know he's on the clock.
I'm
you
there,
on the clock?
baby.
Yeah, you on the clock?
You can't ask those questions on national TV, my guy. You got me for like 15 more minutes, dude. I got a big meeting I just was aware of right now.
Oh shit! You're not in trouble, are you?
What's my name on there, dog?
Big National. Here we go.
No.
All right.
No.
What else? What else you got? What else? You said you want to get some stuff off your chest. What else you got?
Yeah, I got a phone call yesterday asking me not to say some shit.
What?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But
From who? From who?
if I said that, everybody would know.
Why don't you text me who later? I just want to know.
You
can text
know,
me.
the only person that I respect enough to not say shit.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I mean, dude, listen. Coaches have to understand it's not what you know, it's not what you did, it's what can you teach and relay and can you get through to kids.
That's right.
Right? And you also have to take your ego out of it. If there's something that you're not seeing or you can't portray, send the kid somewhere else.
Yeah.
And guess what? They'll come back or they'll stay with you and they'll understand. Right? Like one of the best feelings I have right now, Link, is there's several kids on Meet's high school baseball team that I coached when they were 11, 12, 13. Right? And it's funny because other people are getting upset at this, but they come to me like, hey, what am I doing wrong? Hey, what do I need to do here? And yesterday I had one of my kids, it's a true story. I talked to him before he went to hit. I'm like, hey, stop trying to yank everything. Stay middle right side. That's been your game since you were fucking 10. What are we doing? Comes up, goes 2 for 4 with his 2 fucking first extra base hits of the season.
Yeah.
Gives me a point at the dugout on second base. After the game, I kind of got in on his ass a little bit. I said, hey, what the fuck are you doing? You're a fucking power pull hitter now? No, coach. So what the fuck are you doing? Do what I fucking taught you. Do what you've been fucking doing. And another mom was kind of off to the side. Not his mom. Another mom was off to the side, and she told my wife, oh, your husband's too mean. And my wife goes, he's coached that kid for fucking 7 years.
Yeah.
Stay out of it. And the other mom goes, somebody needs to pull his head out of his ass. Thank God Coach Gary's here. Now, another kid just transferred to Meets High School that I coached before.
Yep.
His mom told the other kid's mom, that's the best coach your kid will ever have. You might want to just let him coach.
Yep.
That's why I do this.
That's right. That's right. Dude, I had something like that happen the other day. I was in the facility, right? And I was letting one of these kids have it. And I probably said one too many F words. Probably one too many. And by one too many, probably 15 in the span of 2 or 3 minutes.
Right.
And I was letting him have it because I wasn't going to let him get away with his bullshit that he was trying to pull because I'm trying to make this kid better. And there was a mom whose son was in the cage next to me who, like, heard me say all this stuff. Meanwhile, the kid that I'm instructing and I'm working with, his mom is listening to all this, shaking her head yes.
Thank
Get
you. Thank you,
Don't
coach.
let him
Thank you,
get away
coach.
with it. That's
Yeah.
right. Don't let him get away with this. He's better than that. He needs to be held accountable. And I'm holding him accountable in my own way. This lady goes and complains to the front desk. Your coach is hard on his kids and he uses foul language. Do you think they're going to get better telling little Johnny that everything he did that day was good? He missed the strike zone by 7 fucking feet. Is that a good job? No, little Johnny, that's fucking horseshit. You need to do better. What are you doing right now? Why did you do that? What was the process you went through to miss the strike zone by 7 fucking feet? How about
you
do
don't
what?
want these kids. You don't want these kids going to college or high school and getting cussed at for the first time and melting down and quitting.
There you go. That happened to one of our guys recently, didn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think.
Right? Like
Toughen up, Buttercup.
I love Meat's head high school coach.
Yeah.
I love the standard he holds Meat to.
Yep.
And him and I were having a conversation the other day because let's be fair. He called me because he values my opinion as a coach.
Yeah.
I'm not calling him as a dad to player. And one of the comments he made to me was, I love the fact that I could say whatever I want to your son. And in front of the whole team, he'll do whatever I say.
Yep.
Then we'll go in the office and he'll tell me, fuck you. And he'll talk shit to me. Like, that's bullshit. You fucking told me this. You fucking told me that. He goes, that is how coaches should be. And I said, well, I don't like that. And he goes, I didn't ask you. I said, perfect. Right? So, like,
how are you supposed to coach kids if you can't have a real conversation with them?
and that's what he told me, but like he said, though, out in public in front of the whole team, because he's like the captain, the guy, whatever.
Yeah.
It's yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. In the office, it's like, fuck you, you told me this, I'm fucking doing this, fuck that. And he says we've had some blowouts, we've had some hugs, we've tried together. He's like, this is how you build relationships with young men.
Sure.
And I think that's what people are forgetting. Like you said, 20-something thousand MLB players in the history of the game.
Yeah.
We're not raising MLB players. We're
No.
trying to raise men.
That's right.
And I mean men, guys that were born a man, that need to go to work, provide, be a husband, be a father,
Yep.
not whatever we're trying to do now. We need to be men, and we need to make sure that when you leave, my son leaves you, did you make him a better man?
That's right. That's right.
And that's why I value what you bring to the table for my son.
And at the same time, every now and then, right, a man has to get something off his chest, right? So, for instance, if one of the players wants to come have a private conversation and yell and scream, I'll take it for you, and then we can sit down, we can talk about it, right? And
I mean, and I told you some personal stuff about me. I don't know if he wants me to get it off my chest here. Actually, I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. With the whole recruiting thing, with all this pressure on these kids, it's changing. It's this, it's that, it's the other. He has about 50 people telling him he's D1, he's this, he's that, but he has no real legitimate top-notch offers right yet. He has a lot of interest. A lot of people telling him he's pretty and they like him. And he started the season off a little slow for him. Just so you know, I did the numbers. He's hitting 390, but he sucks. So he he had a little meltdown, and he called me crashing out, and I had a choice to make as a father. Do I interrupt him for cussing and screaming and fucking flipping out? And I said, no, get it off your chest. And I heard everything he had to say. I heard everything he had to do. I heard everything how he was feeling, because I don't know how he's feeling.
Sure.
And then I asked him one simple question, and this is going to be how I end this conversation today, John, and we can finish it. Do you love this game of baseball?
Yep.
His response was, yes, but the game fucking hates me. And my response was, holy shit. After a half hour of a tangent of you going off of this, that, the other, that's the first truth you said today. The game of baseball does not love you. It does not owe you anything.
No,
You must love this game unconditionally. You must understand that it is a one-way love to be successful in this game.
Yep.
And since we had that talk, he's had 4 doubles, I think it's like 8 RBIs, and everything just changed because I let him get off his chest how he was feeling. I didn't interrupt him. I didn't tell him he shouldn't feel this way. I didn't tell him he was wrong. How the fuck do I know? When I was being recruited, they looked at your box scores in the fucking newspaper, and they found you if they found you, and if they didn't, well, good luck.
Yep, that's right.
And so and let's be honest, Meat passed me up talent wise 2 years ago, right? Like I was good, I was scrappy, so I don't know what he's feeling. So stop telling players what the fuck they're feeling, what they should be feeling, and
Yep.
why don't we listen to these kids, and then say that's okay.
Yeah. But if they need to crash out in private.
Oh, it was private.
Because then you can have a real adult conversation in private.
It was private.
It's
It was
respect,
private.
respect in public, right? If you want to crash out, let's do it in private. Because I'm here to listen to you. Like I
Yep.
want you to be able and feel comfortable enough to crash out. But in public, it's all respect. And you're
Yep.
gonna have to take an ass chewing in respect. Right?
Yeah,
I can chew your ass and 15 minutes later pat you on the ass for doing a nice job and say, hey, look, right? This is a part of baseball. Out here, it's respect. If you want to crash out, let's go in private. You can crash out.
Yeah, and that's what I told him. And the other day I was telling him something, he kind of got defensive, and I looked him dead in his eyes, said, do you want me to be real with you when it comes to baseball or fucking not?
Yep.
He's like, yes, sir. Right? And that's what you need. And again, like I'm super hard on Meat, and everybody tells me whatever. But guess what? You know what Meat told me 2 days ago? You've been too soft on me lately. In front of his mom and everybody, and they were like, oh, fuck. So, bro, we got to raise young men.
That's right.
To be men.
That's right.
But unfortunately, I have to cut this short, John. I got to go. I have an impromptu meeting.
Here we go.
Let's set one up for next week.
Big National, I'm with you.
All right, Papa.
All right, brother.
I'm out. Later.
That was our guy, Big National, Gary Mendoza. The message, we have to create good young men. And, I believe that wholeheartely. I think that that's a big deal, right? Creating good young men, good functioning members of society. It's one of these things. And I tell people this a lot is, the world is not going to wait for you to grow up. The world is not going to wait for you to be ready. Sometimes it's going to knock on the door and expect you to be ready. Life is going to knock and say, hey, you know what? Here's a curveball. Can you hit it? And you either can or you can't. And that goes for me as well, right? I didn't expect for these two teams to all of a sudden up and bounce running my organization, right? But they did. So we made an adjustment. And we did the best that we can, and we will continue to do the best that we can do. Lynx baseball is alive. It is rolling. Guys like Gary, guys like Manny that are around, that are, steering the ship, that are doing things the right way. We got our 27 team that's cooking right now. God, a bunch of commits on that team. We're rolling with them. We've made a few changes on it, and had a couple kids decide that they wanted to go other places, and that's one of those things that, like, it happens, right? These other people can promise them the world, but at the end of the day, 95% of these organizations can't do for them what we have done for them or can do for them, and that is their decision, right? It's their decision to go. My biggest thing is, loyalty is a two-way street, right? And your loyalty went somewhere else, and don't come back and expect me to be loyal to you, when you showed me your colors and weren't loyal to us. But our 27 Marucci team is really strong. We're very good. We expect to have a similar showing to last year. Our 27 Victus team is very, very strong. We got rid of some guys who just, weren't in it for the right reasons, and that didn't do things kind of the way that we needed them to do it. So we moved on. We combined actually the 28 and 27 team. And we put a couple 29s on the team as well, some higher level 29s that we think are going to do really great things. We needed a couple of positions, and these kids filled those positions. We put a 28 shortstop on that team that is an absolute stud, absolute stud. Great frame, great hands, can really hit it. Really looking forward to see what this kid can do. Kid from down at the beach, hasn't played a bunch of national stuff yet, but I'm very, very excited to see what he can do. We've got our middle school teams, our 2030s and our 2031s. Are extremely talented, some really good players. The 2030s will hit the national stage next summer. This summer, they're kind of going to play a few events and travel around a little bit and see what they've got. The 31s are kind of going to do the same thing. That 31 team is stock full of talent. Let me tell you, that 7th grade team is really, really good. We got some big boppers, we got some arms, we got some defense, we got 3 amazing catchers on that team. We are full at catcher, let me tell you. Our outfield's got some speed, we got some power. That team is going to be loaded. Next, we go to the Northeast 29s and Northeast 30s. The Northeast 30s, again, another loaded team. And, next summer, we take that team and we combine it with the Southeast 30s and we create our Marucci team, right? Our scout team that's going to travel the summer circuit and to do that thing. So this summer is kind of their tryouts for that team. And we're really excited about that. I think that the 29s are growing and, they got a couple of really good coaches up there, up and comer that's really doing his thing. Coach Elian Polanco, he is doing a great job. And, this kid's still in college, right? And is coaching baseball for us during the summers and the fall and is doing his thing and is hustling. And baseball is what he wants to do. So we're trying to provide him for that avenue to do that. I'm telling you what, that guy's going to be a good one. He's going to be a damn good coach one day, and we're looking forward to him and to seeing what he can do. Who else? We got our 11U squad. Our 11U team is doing is just put together. We got some young, talented kids. The one thing that I think most people don't really realize and how we do things here, right? I don't recruit the biggest and strongest kid when they're younger to play for us, right? I want kids that are willing to work hard, that aren't the best players, that are chasing the dream, right? I don't want the big 11-year-old that's already grown and that hits bombs with the drop 8 or drop 10 bazookas that they get to hit with, because those kids aren't going to work as hard. And when they're 14, 15, 16, they're probably not going to be as good because they don't have to work as hard when they're younger. Like, this is when you teach work ethic and this is when you develop kids. So I don't want those kids, right? I want the slightly undersized, the very skillful, the athletic, right? That's the kind of kids that I want to coach because those are the type of kids that'll listen. Those are also the types of parents that understand that those kids need to work to get better, that they're not just the biggest and strongest kid on the field at all times. That's not what we're about. That's not what I'm about. Now, have we had that kid? Yeah, we had Ty Harvey. Yes, we had Aaron Orozco. We had some of those guys at different levels, right? We had the Sam Schaefers and we had the Luke Yunes who, Luke wasn't the biggest kid, but that kid was strong. That kid had some serious bat speed. We had Felix Gonzalez, right, who was big and strong and athletic and could play multiple positions. We had those cats, right, and they were good players, right. And then we also had the Kyle Brazo, who had to work for everything that he got. He wasn't the most athletic. He wasn't the best baseball player, but that kid worked his ass off. Earned a starting job as a sophomore at Carolina Wesleyan at third base. Now, little injury setback. He'll be down about a month, but, he earned that. We had the guy that was Tim Hudson, right, who was graduated high school at like 140 pounds, right, went D3, decided, that wasn't it for him, went D3 up north, that decided that wasn't for him. And, he's in California right now. Gary made a phone call and, we got some guys together and decided, hey, Tim, why don't you go play JUCO ball in California? And the kid's like 3-1 right now with a sub 2.5 ERA. pitching in California JUCO. Like, I think they just beat the number 4 team in California right now. And just working his ass off. And Gary was talking the other day to a scout, and the scout had rave reviews on Tim. Right, that kid could really pitch. Right, when he graduated high school, he's probably 83 to 84. Came back from where he was at his Division III school, was probably 84, 85. But now sits 87 to 89. He'll bump it to 90, 91. But he's 4-pitch mix and for strikes and just doing really, really well out there in California at Citrus College out there in Anaheim. Just killing it. We've got guys all over the collegiate realm that, they're just doing awesome things, and we're so proud of them. We actually just had a couple more commits since the last time we did a podcast. Tyler Abbey committed to Pfeiffer. We had Carter Huffman just committed to a JUCO down near the beach. Really, really proud of him. Grant Bartell decommitted because of some financial stuff, and then just committed somewhere again, JUCO in South Carolina. Really, really proud of our guys and all the work that they're putting in. And we've got some 26s of ours on the draft board, right? Some 26s of ours. Juju Guzman from up in New York, already having meetings with scouts. Shane Jelivaneski, who went down to Jupiter, and I want to say they beat the number 3 team in the country with Shane pitching. Pitch for the Stars for my buddy Mike Colangelo up there in Virginia. Pitch for the Virginia Stars, and I want to say he struck out 10 in 5 innings, and a lineup full of SEC and ACC commits. Shane just did a great job down in Jupiter, and he's on some draft boards now at 6'7", 235. I mean, why wouldn't he be? The kid is an absolute horse. Maryland commit, as is Juju. I know they're excited to go to Maryland, but tell Jimmy Jackson and those guys, money talks, and if they're taken, right, they should go. And I know Jimmy understands that, and Swope understands that. So, Jimmy and Swopey, they're good dudes, and they understand the realm of pro baseball. But those are 2 high school kids that played for us for a long time that, do everything the right way and are getting looked at now because of that, right? We made some phone calls, for them, get some guys out there looking at them, right? Juju's interviewing agents and things like that. So, which is what he should be doing. Pro baseball is a bitch. It's an animal, right? It's a machine, and you got to be ready. So having an advisor to kind of help you with that definitely goes a long way. One of the guys that I was talking about earlier that we discovered when he was a younger kid, right? Troy Southesine, both of his brothers were drafted, top 5 rounds, I believe, both of them. But I believe Troy's on some draft boards now. So he's doing some great things out there in Nevada, playing for Basic Academy. Out there, I believe they're in Henderson, Nevada. So he's doing it as well. But our guys I'm really proud of our guys. They're doing a lot of great things in college baseball. We've got our high school seasons kicking up. Our 27s are doing a great job. 28s and 29s, just continue to work, right? Continue to do your thing. The last thing that I kind of wanted to get off my chest and everything that we have going on is that, the organization is going to continue to thrive and to flourish. And we've got guys that believe in what we do and our mission to help kids. I have a day job. Matter of fact, I have 2. I'm probably going to have 3 here pretty soon. This is not a job for me. This is a hobby. Right? Now, I don't do it for free. Right? But I don't make enough money doing this monthly to make a car payment. Okay. Yes, I do make some money doing it, but this is not a job for me. This is a hobby. My goal for all of this is for me to help kids, to help young men realize their dreams of being great baseball players or good baseball players, helping some of them be the best player on their high school team, helping others make it to college, helping others like Juju and Shane get to pro ball. Right? That is what I do this for. I tell everybody that will listen, they ask me why I do this. The game gave me so much. It gave me so much. It gave me a life. It gave me purpose. right? And I respect the game so much. So this is my way of giving back to the game, right? I did it for 4 years, giving back to the game and trying to help the Dodgers, right? They drafted one of our guys, Brian Gonzalez, right? I think he's going to go to A-ball this year and have a shot. But, Brian's a hardworking kid from Puerto Rico, played for us for a year, his junior year, I believe. And, I did that to help them, to give back to the team that gave me an opportunity to be a big leaguer, right? And to do these things to that where, like I said, only 24,000 people have ever done before, right? There's only been 24,000 major leaguers ever. And I'm blessed and thankful to be one of them. But make no mistake, I worked my ass off to be one of them. Yes, I was talented. Yes, I had a rocket launcher for an arm. Yes, I could spin a breaking ball, but I worked my ass off to get there and to make sure that, I could stay there. I played for 12 years in professional baseball. I got paid for 12 years to be a professional athlete, and I worked my ass off to do that. And it cost me a lot of things too. Yeah, I gained, sure. I gained experiences. I got paid to do it. I met some awesome people, and I had some big gains too, but I also had some loss, right? There was a lot of things that I couldn't do. And do I regret it? Not a day. Not a day. Never. I I was, I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day and realizing I have 5 core friends that I grew up with that I've known from the age of 10 years old. Went to middle school, high school with them, talk to them still to this day. Um, I didn't make it to one of their weddings, not one. Was it because I didn't want to go or I wasn't invited? Right? They all decided to get married during the summer, and I was gone. I was playing. And I feel terrible for that. But if you'd ask me if I would trade it, the answer is no. And I think they understand that. And I'm able to talk to them about that still today, right? As a man, and them understanding what my goal in life was and what I was trying to do with my life, to be a professional athlete, right? And guys will tell you, yeah, it takes this, it takes that. But do you really know what it takes? Or do you just hear it from other people and try to portray it? Do you really understand what it takes to be a professional athlete? Do you really understand what it takes to be a big leaguer? There's only 24,000 of us that know it. And for those of you that think you know, you don't. So stop pretending you do. Why don't you go talk to somebody that really does? If you need a list of names, I got a bunch of them, and I can turn you guys on to those guys. Next podcast, I'm going to try to get a couple former teammates of mine on here. We're going to chop it up. I'm sorry for everybody. The rated R language. I know there were some F-bombs, and Gary was on a tangent, and he called me the other day and was like, "Hey, we need to do a podcast. I got to get some shit off my chest." And I said, "You know what? That's fine." So apologize for the language today. We try to keep it under wraps, but like I said, today was not that day that we did keep it under wraps. But try to get some of my former teammates on the pod, do some things. Lynx baseball is alive and well, and we are cooking. The youth stuff just went amazing. Got our last development program session on Sunday. Let the boys have some fun. They've been grinding since September, 2 days a week, every week. We missed a couple days for the snow here in North Carolina, so I apologize for that. But man, we're doing some big things with the youth. You'd be amazed at how much better that some of these kids are getting. They are doing so well, and I am so proud of them, and proud of the work that they're all putting in. Very, very proud of our program, the success that it had, and proud of the boys for putting in the work and showing up and learning the grind of baseball. Most people don't get the grind. They don't understand the grind. They don't understand what the grind is like until you really have to go through it. And, these kids are anywhere between 9 and 14 years old. So they're learning the grind now. And it's our job to teach it to them. So next couple podcasts, have some buddies of mine on. We'll get Gary back on. He's on the clock out in California. So, that man leaves his house at 3:30 a.m. every morning to go to work. and he cut out 35 minutes for us this morning. So Gary, I appreciate you, my guy. Until next time, Lynx Baseball, Leather and Lumber. Good to be back. We'll talk to you.